Hi folks, Chris from Freedom Studios here with the third video in our Writing Spoken Words series. Now, by the end of the last video, you had two pieces of spoken word that you'd written about freedom that were very much not finished, not final edits, just first drafts of things that you'd written. And we had all of our thoughts and notes and message about freedom and what we wanted to say. So this video is going to be focused on editing your piece of spoken word and then starting to think about how you want to perform it. With editing, I always find that the best way to do it is to really trust your gut feeling, your instinct about things. So as you're reading things back, not to worry too much, not to think too much about it at this stage, but just start to go, yeah, I like that, or no, I need to change that, or that bit doesn't quite sound right, and just follow those instincts and start to think about your piece. So the first task that I want us to do in this video is to take the two poems that you had last time and take the message that you had last time, and with the two pieces, I just want you to read through them both. Read them aloud to yourself so you can start getting used to hearing your words in your voice. And then just go through and underline all of your favourite lines, all of your favourite words, all of the bits that you really, really like. And this is starting to get us down to the core of a really strong piece. So if you take your two pieces, underline all the bits that you like and maybe think a little bit about why you like them, and then we'll carry on with editing beyond this. So now you've got your two pieces that you've selected bits. I'll run through mine and just going to go through what I've selected and the reasons behind that. Musty, mouldy, messy kitchen, I still really like. I like the alliteration on that. Wrap webs around my brain and coffee stains around my eyes, because I think they're really interesting and a bit weird metaphors. But I think that there's really something starting to come out from my piece there about taking the mess of a house and describing it as if it's the mess of a brain. The feet beating on streets paved by summer heat. I still really like that rhythm and that rhyme there. Feet beating on streets paved by summer heat. And I think, again, we mentioned rhythm briefly in the last video, and I think it's something that you can really start to think about when you're reading your piece out loud. Videos and broken calls. I just like that because I think it really describes all this Zooming and YouTubing and digital stuff that we're doing at the moment. And then from the shorter piece, I took out waves kissing sand, reflecting couples holding hands, because again, I really like the rhythm and the way that flows. I also quite like the way it describes couples and waves kissing sand and kind of puts those two things together. Barbecues burning, burgers blackened, for that lovely alliteration there. Take time to imagine these journeys are real, because I think there's something, again, really core to my message of getting out of your brain, but also really nicely comparing the real world and the world inside our minds through that. Wind filtered through cracks. I like that because of the way that it describes the outside trying to get into our house through any little crack it can. And only played solo. I like that the description of musicians being forced to play solo all of a sudden, because I think it kind of really creates the image of how we've all been locked down and lost our freedom a bit. And at least the barbecues are lit, which I'm not sure about that, but it's a little joke at the end. It's a little double meaning on the word lit, and I quite like it for that. So I've got my two pieces where I've underlined the bits. Lots of little techniques that I'm picking out now. And the most important thing now, and this is the kind of second task for you guys, I want you to read back your message that you started with. So my message was that we should celebrate the freedom of getting out of our heads. And I want you to look at the bits that you've selected that you really like. And your next task is to create a new poem that uses the lines that you really like and really follows that message. I've looked through what I've written so far and found that idea of describing the inside of my brain as if it's the inside of my house, which is really messy and needing to escape from it. So I'm going to go down that route, and it might be worth you just trying to find the things that your pieces have in common and that your lines, how they match up with each other. And you're going to write your third piece now, which is going to be the beginning of your final piece, based on that core message and that core image that you find, and then we'll come back and start editing afterwards.